Comsol multiphysics file includes 4 different categories of information. The model is a description of the mathematical problem that you want to solve. The study is how you're going to solve this mathematical problem, and the results show the output of the solution to the problem. Each file can include several models and several studies, and global definitions allow you to identify parameters, variables, and functions that are available to all the models and studies within the file. This is the default configuration of the screen for Comsol. Over on the left side is the model builder, and you can see here these are the different entries that we just discussed: the global definitions, model, study, and results. When you select an entity in the model builder, you see details for the settings related to this entity in this window. This is the graphics window. You see the configuration of the model as you put it together. This is also where output will appear. There's some other windows that can be selected here by pressing these tabs.
Comsol continuously upgrades their software, and what we've been seeing up to this point in the video is version 4.2. What I'm showing here is version 5.3. So this is this is the current version, and it's done quite a few years after version 4.2. So the appearance of the software looks a little bit different, but the basic underlying functionality remains the same. You can see that the screens here, this is the model builder, the settings screen, the graphics, and a few other windows down here. The basic functionality within each one of these windows also stays more or less the same, even though the appearance looks a bit different. There is some new functionality, but the basic capabilities remain the same. So as you see these videos, keep in mind that they've been done at various different ages and various different times in the development of the software, but the basic underlying functionality remains the same. So even though the look may be somewhat different than the video, the underlying functionality that you're trying to learn stays the same, and so hopefully you can make the extrapolation from the image that's shown in the video to what you currently are seeing with the most recent version of the software. Now we'll return to the original video.
So global definitions. These are parameters and variables that are either constants or mathematical expressions, perhaps with units associated with them. Global definitions also include functions that may be analytic functions, or they may be interpolated functions based on data. There are also built-in functions, step functions, square pulse functions, Gaussian functions. Functions that come up often are built into the code. The model includes these 5 different categories. Each model also includes definitions, functions, variables, and so forth. The geometry, this is the configuration of the entity to be simulated, what it looks like. Material, this is a database with properties that can be selected. Physics includes the governing equations for the different processes, the boundary conditions, and parameters that describe the model. The mesh describes how the geometry is discretized. The study describes how the model is solved. Some common types are steady state or stationary models, transient models, and parametric studies are solutions that vary a particular parameter. This is often used for sensitivity studies, for example. Couplings between different processes are defined in the study, as well as the solver, the preconditioner, etc. So the results show the output from the study. Data sets are identified here, average values that include integrals of the output. You can have output in tabulated form or a variety of different plots. Video is also possible to create.